Hello everyone, so I'm back, and this is back to Malaina, but this time I have it using a website instead of just simply using the command line. The command line was great, and I like it, but I know it's not as convenient for most people, and like I said last time, it's kind of hard to use. So what I did was I broke out the code. It's the important parts are written in Golang. So I broke it out into a package you can use, I guess, and um, and I have the main package, which is doing the important work like creating the graph and stuff, and then this is my CLI tool that will get the flags and parse them and then do callbacks to, make it look nice how it did and stuff. I also have a WASM package, which is WebAssembly, and it allows you to run binary code, like an executable, in the web browser. And this allows you to use systems programming languages, as they're called, things like C, Golang, Rust, Zig, and use them in the browser instead of using something like JavaScript. And it's all executed on, like, in the browser. Nothing's happening in the server. So I have the WASM, and then I have this Golang code which is running it, and it just kind of creates some JavaScript functions, and then it's doing the stuff you want it to do. So then I have this website, and this is now what it looks like. I will admit I did a bit of vibe coding and got it to look nice and help out with the front end because I couldn't be bothered, and if I did it, it would look nothing like this. It's not perfect, but it is pretty good. And if I refresh, so here's what it looks like normally, and you can do a search or just type in the ID, and I think that's the best way I got it. This is hosted on GitHub, my GitHub, and you kind of just go to this link here, URL, and it'll take you here. And the cool part is GitHub allows you to host static websites, meaning websites that don't need a backend or code running somewhere else. So this whole thing is running in the browser. You just download the HTML, you just visit the site, and everything's happening in your browser. So if it matters, anything you type in here isn't being sent over anywhere. It's all local, and that's exceptionally helpful for me because then I don't have to have a server making all these requests about anime. It's all happening on your system. So if you want to look up something that has 200 different sequels, then that's your system doing it, not mine. Which is convenient because I can't use my anime lists API. It's kind of a pain, and you need a secret key and a token and all this stuff, and it's quite bothersome. It's not free. Well, it's kind of free, but not really. So I decided to use something called Analyst, and it has a better API in my opinion. It uses GraphQL, which is a nicer API for this kind of stuff. When you don't know what people are going to request, you just let them request anything, and they tell you what they want and don't want. So without further ado, now on the website, if I type in JJK and press enter, it'll search, and then it'll give me, as you saw earlier, a list with all their IDs. So then I click one of them, and then it populates this little anime ID thing, and I can start wherever I want, but let's start here like we did last time. So then I'll do create graph, and now it has this nice little animation running to do it, and it'll go through, and it finished. And then when it finishes, it opens a new HTML page, and this HTML page is again created locally, and it is local. And if we go to it, it's the same thing as before. We can do Command S or Control S, whatever. Can save it. We can save it here, And as you can see, I did some other ones. I don't think there's anything bad here. But then what we can do is now we have the graph, and I really didn't demo it. So it's using, God, I can't remember, but it's using a JavaScript library for the graph creation. And I believe we started here, so you can see that there's a sequel for Jujutsu Kaisen 0. It's a sequel of it. This is a prequel of this one, and this one goes here, and then this one is a sequel of this one, and you can kind of step through it, and it's pretty handy, and you can save it and do whatever you want later with it. If I go to it, I don't know where it is, but if I go to it here, if we do open media, so this one's kind of big. This is the Fate series. I can't even zoom out, it's so laggy. It's only 262 episodes, which isn't a lot, but I guess maybe like it's mainly movies or something, and it's a lot of like, you know, short things, and they kind of add up, I guess. But it's very big, and kind of, see, Safari doesn't even like it. It's kind of hard to view, but as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on. Fate's pretty big. I did, and that one took a while, so that one I had timeouts, and that's a problem with Analyst, is it is free, but you get timeouts. So I think it's like after I do 5 searches, and I could go very fast, and this could only take a few seconds, if that, but it takes longer because after every request for an anime, I wait a second to do the next one, and even at that, like after like 5 or maybe 10, it will block me, and it'll say too many requests, and I have to wait a minute to make another request. So, you know, it adds up. So if I have like, I think actually that Fate had 93 connections, so I had to, you know, wait a very long time for it, probably like 5 minutes. I mean, it's not long, but it's kind of annoying. I have another one. Let's see, it's in, out, and then we have Fate. Gintama was a big one. Yeah, so this one is a bit better, but it's longer, but you know, as you see, there's less connections because each one is quite long. Like those are movies. 25 episodes. I believe the first Gintama was like 200 something. That's weird. That shouldn't be here. That's a problem with Analyst. It's a novel, but it's here anyway. It should only have... I only did shows. I didn't do movies. You can do like movies and characters when like characters have a pop up in another series. Like Gintama has a character show up in a different show, and then like, you know, then I didn't do that because then I'd have to path that show and it'd get kind of long. I only did the shows. That's all I care about for the exact, like what you'd watch for it, right? But some of these are pretty, yeah, well, you know, like it's 51 episodes. I believe the first season's 200 something, right? So they're pretty long. But this is a real thing. You can use it. I'm quite proud of it. And people can try it, and if they have a problem with it, they can tell me about it or something. It, you know, I'm quite happy with it. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little update on what I actually did and didn't procrastinate too long on it.